So he's lost not only his company's money, but his own money too.
Yeah, I didn't realize mangoes are different size. Yeah. I want to get you one so you can.
Sorry, I'm still on mic, right? I just got my copy of Margins Blade hand delivered by Lost Local, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, just got my copy. I like the size. I didn't realize that mangas are like, I mean, I did realize, but it's been a while since I held one. So at first I didn't know what it was. It's got this protective cover on it. And I was like, oh, this is our proper Margins Blade. So, just as you were saying, it's good quality. I'm pretty happy with it.
Now that the prologue is out, how long can when can Gotchi Gang look forward to the I guess the first episode or release?
Yeah, there's no set timeline yet, but it's definitely in progress.
Nice.
But no set exact timeline like when the first one will come out. But yeah.
Give some people time to gloss over the prologue.
Have you guys read it on Voice Me yet?
Yeah, I actually read it when it came out. And so yeah, it gives you a little teaser, but like it leaves you with wanting more. At the end you're like, man, I really want to know where this kind of goes. But we'll have to wait, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. It's a nice taste. Shows you some of the artwork and kind of the whole vibe of everything. So I like the fact that, I wasn't expecting, I don't know, I had this idea in my mind. I wasn't expecting there to be like anime characters in there, but it was actually done really well with starting out in the physical IRL realm and then watching this guy get liquidated, losing everything he had. I think it's a great way. It was a great way to start out. Give some context to everything.
Yeah, I mean that's how these gotchis got to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Every time trader gets liquidated, a little gotchi is born. So in this case, this is a pretty extreme situation, which is part of the story actually. That not every gotchi is born from like someone jumping off the top of a building. It's a pretty extreme situation. It doesn't have to be that extreme.
It doesn't have to be that extreme. Is that why this gotchi was reborn as a Bushido gotchi?
Well, he's also not reborn as Bushido gotchi. He doesn't just like pop out as Bushido gotchi. So this prologue kind of goes way far ahead in time.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of content that happened between the time that he pops out or jumps through the void, the vortex, and then emerges, and then it's like, come Raffle, we have much to do. There's probably many years of time that took place between those 2 points.
Oh wow! So he has this liquidated trader. He is yet to even go on his hero's journey to get to the Bushido gotchi stage.
Oh yeah. This whole comic is the origin of Bushido gotchi, and then it's gonna tell his story.
Wow.
The role of Bushido gotchi in the Gotchiverse, and so this is basically setting up like how he got there.
Man, that's cool. I like that. That's even better. It's like you gotta have some struggle. You can't just get the Bushido armor when you show up in the Gotchiverse. Yeah. You gotta pay your dues
just,
first.
Jump off the building
just like that. Reckless. I'm gonna become like.
Yeah. It's not that easy. He's gonna have a lot of struggles and things he has to prove before he's gonna be able to wear that set. The GCU, yes sir. Goobs, I wish you could be here too, man.
Ooh, when Summoners IRL Portal War.
That parking garage.
Oh, Golden Cross teasing. Perhaps there's a portal opening happening at the gallery tonight.
Yeah, I'm not making that up off the cuff either, but it's not going to be my portal. Mine's secured at a different location, so I can't do that tonight. But I heard a rumor there might be a portal opening. Things are going well, and we're feeling the vibe.
We're saying like opening a portal is like opening a bottle of like Lafitte wine now.
Especially
Like
in
you
H1.
gotta have an H1 is like, woo, we're going crazy tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what's the token ID on that? Let's open it up.
Yeah. Let's get a low token ID.
It's around 6,000 batch of the 101. The number ID is 6956 something.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Oh,
Which one? Yeah.
popping it open. When are we gonna get token ID 0 open? That thing is a grail. I don't even know who owns that.
Yeah, because first Aavegotchi is not the ID one.
No. I know who owns Gotchi 2, but I don't know 0 or 1. Such a mystery.
Man, those single-digit gotchis, I don't see very many of them.
Number 3 is active, or at least was fairly active. But I don't know who owns that, but I've seen it active. 0 and 1, I think they're still closed portals.
Oh.
That'd be a real treat. Buying the Gotchi 1 and opening that.
And get like super high BRS.
Oh my god, getting like a 580.
Yeah.
Or getting like a 300.
300.
Bobo, what do we got here? Ooh.
Hey, how's my sound now? Is it crazy?
There you go.
Better.
Nice.
Okay,
Much
yeah,
better.
so my camera freaked out and it boosted the volume by like 90%. That's what was causing that problem. We're back though. Okay.
Oh, we got some spillover in the Gotchiverse, huh?
Necro Knights.
Get that sweet
So let me go. Actually, I'm gonna go the things that I've been working on. I'm gonna go mute for a sec. If you guys want to, I'm gonna go get. Might as well show you guys what is gonna be what's gonna be going on display tonight at the gallery. So I'll be right back, guys. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, look at that, Choina.
Portal 0. Gosh.
I feel like that's worthy of just displaying on its own, like an art piece. Like that could be in an art gallery. Portal 0, unopened.
Totally. Yeah, we should be displaying that tonight.
That would be very cool. You never know. Someone with a cool 350K laying around might just might pounce on it.
Right. And we got Lost Local on stage.
GM.
We should gift that closed portal to the estate of a very famous dead person, in my opinion. I think that's the move.
Are you following up on last night? That was the best idea of the night.
Yeah, maybe that's a DAO initiative we should talk about in the second hour of the call.
Yep. Oh, I'm trying to remember it now. What was the deal? That they were saying how a certain NFT project was like, their kind of strategy for hype was to gift NFTs to like famous, executives or some kind of celebrity. And somebody made the remark like, Gotchis, we should gift them to like dead famous people.
The estates of famous economists. I think Coder Dan's idea was to start with Ayn Rand, so we can get Ayn Rand's estate a Gotchi and then promote it.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. I thought that was good. I like the dead poets. Get all the poets too. Get
That would be great too.
bunch of 18th century, if they have estates, of course. But we are ghosts, so it kind of makes sense,
Totally.
Those people are liquidated. So. Oh man! All right, so are we about to see something? Is Dan prepping something?
He's prepping some art.
Yeah, I'm still waiting here, but soon.
So curious.
Man, shout out to Zbot. I won this this fake Gotchi last week that he had up there. One of two Zbot fake Gotchis. And I don't know if it's too late, but if you guys would like to display it, I'd love to. Yeah, unless Zbot has the other one, which I'm assuming he does, but we could definitely get that in the gallery if it's if it's possible. But I'm here admiring it. I love it. Yeah, Zbot, I saw that and I'm like, I think this might be my new PFP. I haven't changed it yet, but
There's like so much going on with that version. It's really, really. You got the A's, an homage to that, plus the Raffles, plus the Gotchis, plus the Pepes. It's like super, super layered.
yeah, exactly. All the elements that I really like, all in one NFT.
Mm-hmm.
So how many pieces are going to be on display tonight at I'm Not Art? Is it going to be quite a large gallery featuring a bunch of different NFT projects and?
Oh no, it's all Gotchi all night.
Oh, dang!
Yeah, we're taking over.
Man, that's so cool.
Weather permitting, I think there's 24 screens to display, and they'll all be filled with Gotchi. There'll probably be multiple pieces on each screen, on rotation. So it's a really nice venue from all I can tell. I've toured it on the CryptoVoxels version. Has anybody else gone to the preview it? You can go to it's like a 1-to-1 carbon copy of real life. So definitely recommend doing that and hopping in tonight and joining us. Because they're going to project that on the Jumbotron in the, like the big projector in the actual building. And then we'll also somehow, I think you guys will like kind of interact with us through there. So yeah, they always like host their parties in the metaverse, in the CryptoVoxels at the same time.
Oh, that's awesome. So Crypto Voxels tonight, and what time Eastern is this event starting? Was it 7 p.m. Eastern? You said.
I believe it's local time 7 p.m. So it's 8 p.m. Eastern time.
8 p.m. Eastern time. So anybody in here who can't make it, which is a lot of us, we should be in Crypto Voxels hanging out because there's gonna be a link there. There'll be
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, if you go to the original announcement, the Voxels links in there already, and if you've never gone there before, it's pretty similar to Gotchiverse accessibility. If you click that link, you just instantly you're there. So you don't have to have a certain NFT or anything to get in. But I think it's gonna be really good. Some friends from actually some of the Polygon team is one of their leads is based here in Chicago as well. So he's gonna come through. I don't know if it's confirmed, but Zbot said that guy's got like 6 or 7 Aavegotchis.
Oh.
So, yep. So he's Gotchi gang, and then the hosts when we made contact with them, I mean they were super aware and very very fond of everything we're doing at Aavegotchi. So they were like more than happy to.
The event, the I'm Not Art event, or
Yeah, the I'm Not Art Gallery guys are super cool, and they're super OG and like everything. That's why they're in CryptoVoxels, right? Like,
yeah.
but when they heard about Aavegotchi, I didn't have to explain what Aavegotchi was. They're like, oh yeah, we would love to have you. Let's just find a date that works. Oh. Oh, Coder Dan just appeared. I'm so curious. I think I'm about to have my mind blown here, guys.
You got a camera?
I
You
don't.
turn your audio off.
Oh, okay. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna mute. Do it.
All right, friends. So yeah, Golden Cross has not seen these yet, and obviously you guys haven't seen these yet. Let's see if we can get a decent setup here. You got the comments. Are the coasters?
All right, man. I'm just gonna see these. Very carefully take them out.
Yeah. Yeah, show them the camera. This is like an unboxing video.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Already, I feel like they're oversized coasters. These are not
They're
chintzy.
No, they're big.
Put a chalice on that thing.
So first of all, I mean these are these are intarsia, which means there's no stains, no paints, no dyes, just wood.
All wood, all
Yep.
day. And everything we're about to see, all natural colored.
All natural colors.
Oh my God.
This is the first one,
It's so crazy.
the Gotchi, aka we call it Ghost.
I'm like scared to touch it. It
Yeah,
looks
you go ahead. Go ahead.
Gosh, this is Grail level, guys. And it's got that shine. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's
Like
crazy.
yeah, this is the epoxy, the super pain in the ass to put. But basically you put a layer of it and then all these little bubbles pop up and you gotta my dad was using like a blowtorch
to pop each bubble.
to pop as the bubbles come up, and yeah,
It's really
took like an hour just popping bubbles, but yeah, it came out really good.
The background looks familiar. The wood used for the background, it's got a nice kind of ripply pattern to it. Is that the one that was really shiny and foily?
No, we'll get to that one.
Oh,
Each
okay.
of these has its own separate background.
So different woods for each piece.
Yep,
That's original Gotchi.
that's the OG. And then next one we'll see is
Oh yeah.
Le Farmer.
Oh, totally different background. That's so unique.
The Farmer.
Whoa.
Insane. Now that wood on that background and the blue pants.
Yeah, the
How
blue.
did you get blue pants? The pants are blue.
This is the Blue Maho.
Oh, okay. Must be. Yeah, it sounds Hawaiian or islandy.
It's Jamaican. It's a
Jamaican.
There's a little booklet in here with all the woods. We'll see in a
No
second.
way. Okay.
Blue Maho.
And the detail. I mean, with the pointy fork.
Yeah.
The farmer's holding the fork. That point is insane.
Yeah.
You whittled
The
that
little
to
pitchfork.
such a fine point. It looks sharp, like it could poke me.
Yeah, Crypto-Gotchi, not to be confused with the horse hoe. You get the Blue Maho and the horse hoe. The blue pants are tripping me out. Wait till you see the last one, then you'll really get tripped out.
Wanda
Okay.
Gotchi saying these belong in a museum. I mean, they definitely belong in a gallery. They're going to be in a gallery tonight.
Yeah. All right, so this is the what you're talking about, the reflective kind of holographic wood.
Yeah, this wood is pretty nuts. I'm referring to the background one. I don't know if it picks up on camera, but it's also pretty dark in here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we're not doing it justice here, guys.
yeah, but it's gorgeous.
And so this is the wood we were talking about, I think it was last week, that you literally can't get this wood anymore. It's called lace wood, Australian lace wood. And it does look,
Similar.
it looks, similar,
Lighter.
similar to this one. This is it's called fishtail oak. And so they do look quite similar. But people will often, if you go and you try to buy this lace wood, they'll give you this.
They're selling you.
And that's happening everywhere now. So my dad was like, I got this guy. He's in Pennsylvania. I got a guy he's the only guy I can get real Australian lace wood from.
And when you put them side by side, it's clearly a different wood.
Yeah.
They're they have a similar type of unique property in some respect, but They're not the same.
And yeah, the purple heart. I mean that purple has come out. This is called
Incredibly.
Purple Heart at the top, and yeah, when we added the epoxy, like the color changed quite a bit, and my dad knew it was gonna change like that. So he's like, "Yep, it's gonna look good.
It's gonna look good. It's gonna be purple.
Yeah,
I don't know. And then it really is. It's proper.
And then the final. What do you think the last one is?
Well, I kind of cheat. I know what the last one is, but I've never seen the complete version. Let's see.
What do you guys think the last one is?
We've got the farmer, the wizard, the original. Maybe. Oh yeah, they're moving fast on it.
The Portamades, the gnarly, the raffle, the rivet. All right, pull him out. All his glory.
Gotta get every Gotchi set needs a
Peeking out.
little pet. Oh, you guys get to see it before me. I need to see it. Oh my gosh. The eye work is on point.
Green wood exists, yes sir.
Greenwood.
This one is called lignum,
Really?
and it's the densest wood in the world.
It's like Christmas in here.
This is when people they make like these like bearings for, I think my dad was telling me, it's like nuclear reactors use this wood for their bearings because it's so dense and oily. So when you hold this one compared to this one, like the raffle is much heavier compared to the other ones, and it's got this amazing like trippy kind of texture to it. The grain, man, the grain is so trippy. Yeah, no, I don't know any of this stuff. This is all told to me by my dad, who has like 30 years of wood experience. And the mouth is bloodwood. So we got raffle and wizard. Yeah, Z-Bot, you want to say hi? And Gotchi.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
OG and the farmer.
There's no light here, right?
Yeah, this is we're doing this. We'll get a.
Go sit down right now. Yeah.
I don't know if this is any better lighting.
Yeah, you can see the grains pop out.
And then the last thing in this little set, obviously it comes with a box too, which is nice. And then my dad made a little pamphlet that tells you all about each wood. It's got the 4-rack.
That's crazy.
And then it'll tell you tells you all about intarsia, what intarsia is, which is wood, creating wood art without any stains or paints. And then it tells you for each one, like this is the ghost, how many pieces it has, and what wood it has. And like the raffle. So raffle has 21 pieces from 6 woods. And
21 pieces from 6 woods.
Wizard has the most pieces. It's got 32 pieces. 32 pieces from 7 woods. And then at the end, it gives you a little bit of warning. You can't use these with hot drinks.
Not for your coffee cup.
Place only cold drinks on the coaster.
Don't use it as a coaster, please.
And just don't use it as a coaster. I mean, you totally can. Not dishwasher safe, clean with a damp cloth. So that is.
Can you imagine if somebody put one of these in a dishwasher?
So this is Intarsia by Mike, Coder Mike, or Coder Dad, Intarsia Mike, and this is the Gotchi coaster collection. So we're going to be having these on display this evening, and hopefully we can get some really lit pictures. And some of those pictures will make it into the fake Gotchi. So these are going to be made into a fake Gotchi, and we'll do some auctions, or we'll figure out a way to distribute them. But yeah, it's been really fun. Little fun side project working on. Yeah.
It's like a life inside.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's new news that you are the way you distribute is you're going to mint a fake Gotchi for.
Yeah, I'm going to do probably planning. I've never done a fake Gotchi. This will be my first one. So it'll be a collab between Coder Dan and Intarsia Mike. and they will be distributed via GBM auction.
Published by Coder Dan, artist is
Yep.
in charge of Mike.
Yeah.
Putting that dual input smart contract
Yeah,
to work.
yeah, he'll get some royalty. My dad's gonna. He's like, son, can you give me some ghosts? I'm like, well, why don't you figure out? Let's earn it. Let's earn some ghosts and make some cool fake Gotchi art.
Teaching him to fish, not just giving him a
Yeah.
fish. Sorry, Dad. You're gonna have to get into this somehow. He's like, well, I can be in charge of it.
Yeah. What skills do you have,
Yeah,
Dad?
what skills do you have? What do you bring to the DAO?
Oh my God, give the man some ghosts. Yeah. So.
Amazing. There's gonna be a lot of treats tonight. So, see about real quick. What do you got here? We're not opening this yet until tonight, or this is just show them the box.
Yeah, this is the box.
itself.
Like Crafty made the box. And here's the combo of one piece of each Gotchi. One OG, one farmer, one wizard in the two sizes. 7 centimeters and 3
Wait,
centimeters.
inside the box?
Yeah, this is one of the gifts for today.
Oh, I
There's
love
something to
the
Mhm.
text on GM Pet Me Master.
He's got the hello.
Aavegotchi. Hello.
Hello.
I can't
Friend.
believe Pet Master's even on there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So good. So there's just a ton of
Yeah.
That's for fun, but it's also like some R&D, right?
Mhm,
Who knows what that can turn into? Prototypes.
Yeah.
The Hennessy in the future.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be. This is our first of probably many, future Gotchi gang meetups. Very low key this time, but now, yeah, we're building all the cool stuff to have in the future for these events. And I think Rare Evo is gonna be the next one. Did Lost Local already talk about Rare Evo at all?
I mean, not today, I don't think. So, yeah, if anyone's still considering to go or not.
Oh, he's in the room. I would get.
Oh, he's in your room.
Yeah. Into the room.
Oh, are they in the crypto box now? Is that a screenshot of?
I don't know.
Or the real gallery? Yeah. So the
This is Crypto
box
Voxels?
is already decorated for the Gotchi.
Oh wow. Yo, that's dope.
Yeah, everybody should go in there. I'll hop in. If you go to the announcements channel, the link is right there. So everybody should go click on that. Here it is. Can't join in real life? Don't worry. Just click the voxels
Yeah,
link.
that's so cool that they've set all that up. Albay says, "When Europe?" Well, we're gonna be at SmartCon, friend. SmartCon is gonna be in Barcelona on October, I think, 2nd or 3rd. So we're gonna have a little bit of a presence over there.
Inside the voxel?
Whoa. Yeah, it's 1-to-1 of tonight's gallery. Same layout.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, we got a
Whoa.
little party in here. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
If you guys need to use the bathroom.
Hey.
Hey, there's a pretty good crowd here. T-Bird. Man, T-Bird's got a real avatar. T-Bird's not around.
Real and
So cool.
With the wearable, with the Gotchi.
Yeah.
Oh my
The box
god.
is here.
Did he make that?
Wearable, yeah.
That's insane. Look at him busting a move. I gotta start dancing too. Hold on. That's so funny. So yeah, there's the T-Bird ship looking good. And I think this big screen up here will be playing the crypto voxel when we're in the physical place.
Oh, nice.
So we'll have you guys up here on the big screen, and Coder Dan will be emceeing right here.
Yeah.
We all will be
And
taking
that is
turns.
like a
Hey, for the
screen
someone was saying they music. He requested that we play the what's the song?
Friendly Ghost.
Friendly Ghost. Yeah.
I'm sure it can happen. They're gonna
Do we have
just
like
have Spotify and pull up whatever we want.
cool? Yeah. Yeah, FaZe. So send that over, I guess, to Golden Cross or myself, and we'll try to get that played by them. We'll just have it on loop the whole night. Yeah, go ahead.
We'll be in the garden tonight too, so maybe this is where they'll play it. Cause he said it's on the big screen. I don't know if this is literally what they have one that big at the place.
Yeah, that's like a DJ one.
Yeah, but we're gonna have the garden open. They said they'll display more art here. It's gonna be good. Oh, there's even a backyard. It's pretty crazy. It looks like Chicago, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah.
It really looks like Chicago. A lot of red brick and ivy. Well, cool, guys. So let's see if the
There's a big little parcel here.
Again, for the other part. That's a screen or not? No. I don't know.
That's
I
the
thought it was
window,
like
I
a
think.
projection. Oh, it's the window there. Okay.
Man, T-Bird's got a hoverboard, a skateboard, and everything. That skirt I can't quite understand. Shorts. So yeah, you can see some of the items. There'll be more that will be displayed, but we're displaying. It looks like over here we got the
nice.
Stomper collection, Stomper Christmas. Yeah, I don't know what the red button. Oh, whoa! What?
Sorry, do that again.
Nice deal. Ziva pointed out the red button, and I was like, "Well, I'll put it." And
Oh,
sure enough,
That's dope.
oh, even Murdergotchi made it in.
Murdergotchi.
Little Stellar Hobbs.
3 per.
Soju.
4 or 5 per screen, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the actual gallery, like they'll be
They'll be
rotating like that. But
Look at
can you
this
do that
thing.
with these?
That's a new one of one.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize that. They've got some stuff I don't even have.
So it seems that they use the Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be great. We'll see how turnout is. They blasted it to their.
Are they juggling?
What is that? Oh, it's the. Well, it says ghost on the back.
Showing his OG that he knows all this space, metaverse, all this stuff.
Showing reflection right now. Go off, King. On the table. There we go.
Spitting fire.
How do we take a womp? Isn't that how we like promote it to the rest of the voxels? We womp it. I have to log in now. I don't.
Whoa, that was a big. Whoa.
You guys are
Oh my god.
T-Bird's like pushing them on here.
Throw a left hook.
Oh, there's the chat going.
Oh, backflip again now.
More backflips. Wear yourself out, Sonia. The real party's tonight.
Gonna fall off.
Yeah, you look like making me nervous. You're gonna fall off the table. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a savage move.
That's a new like silhouette vision. Your avatar.
Yeah, it's been since I have.
Speaking of like, look at all these avatars. The full. We're gonna be sharing some updates on those in the next devlog, which today we're about 10 days out from the next devlog. There's been a lot of progress on a lot of the 3D rigging and the Gotchi stuff. So I'm looking forward to be able to dance with my Gotchi.
Yeah, this brings to mind like everything we want to do with our 3D models.
Well, cool, friends. Hangout, I guess, is we're at time for this part, but and we can maybe move into the DAO call. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll get a lot of. They have a videographer tonight, so we'll get a lot of great footage. And yeah,
Streaming live, so hopefully see you guys tonight.
gonna be evangelizing to all the Ethereans here in Chicago.
Maybe a few Solana maxis come through. Who knows?
You mean Frank?
Unlikely.
All right. Well, that was actually fun. I had a lot of fun. I found some Bitcoin pizza in the Voxelverse. So you guys might want to go find that tonight. Get some Bitcoin pizza for yourselves at the party. Maybe some IRL pizza. Who knows? If you're there.
There will be some pizza. Yeah, there will be a little bit of pizza.
And some VIP deep dish.
And some VIP pizza.
Oh.
Last minute request confirmed last night. If you get into the Gotchi room, which you have to have a Gotchi to get in, so everybody else is getting normal thin crust pizza. The Gotchi room is the deep dish.
Gotchi gang rolling with that deep
Was there
crust.
pizza in the room yet or no?
In the backyard.
Oh, was there? Nice. Yeah, there'll be VIP pizza for the Gotchi holders.
Dang. Well,
Yeah, that'll be so fun.
wish I was there, guys. But, you know, like you said, there'll be future opportunities. We got to get the summoners together again for sure.
Oh yeah. This is the first time that we've all Mudge is not here, but we got the 3 of the summoners and Lost Local, who's all getting to be half summoner at this point. He's doing amazing work for Gotchi Gang.
Awesome. Well, Coder Dan, shall we get into the DAO call and kick off with the proposal review? And we got some people here that'll come up here today. We got Arnani and
Sure, yeah.
Magic that'll be joining us as well from Infinity Keys. But there's some really cool proposals. Actually, one that I'm like pretty stoked that actually passed as well. So let's do a little review here and then we'll get right into it. So proposal from last week that it's looking pretty good. Aavegotchi Latina Spin Dream, which was a sponsorship or kind of a partnership marketing deal. We had a Network Hustler come up last weekend. If you guys want to listen back to that recording, who talks about his and you know, there's quite a detailed explanation of what he's trying to do there, going on a IRL bicycle journey / challenge, and wants to spread the good word of Gotchi, the Gotchi gospel, along the way, and do some promotional activity around Aavegotchi. So this one's looking good. It did meet quorum, 10 million out of over 9 million, and 64% of the DAO voted for funded, and 35% passed on it. So yes, this one has passed, and we'll go to core prop. So just reading the comments here. Yeah, no worries. Of course, yep, no worries. So Aavegotchi Latina Spin Dream, that one's looking good. That'll go to core prop. So thank you to Network Hustler for coming up last week and explaining the whole vision there. And yeah, you'll represent Aavegotchi well, I'm sure. Rickage with Alchemica Spending Competition Season 3. And this one is proposing 2 1-week rounds. So the Season 3 parameters, basically. Top 100 places paid each round. Also mentioning in this post, in addition to the tangible ghost prizes, there will be some sort of like a fake reward, if you want to call it, or a unique statue similar to the badges that we get for your land. And so winner of the competition will get a unique statue decoration from Pixelcraft once the 3D Gotchiverse launches. So this is adding intangible rewards to the Alchemica spending competition. And you know, I think last time the sentiment was pretty good around adding these as part of the competition. And let's see the outcome of this one here. 77% voting in favor of 7.7 million ghost, and 22% voting against. And looks like the quorum has been met with 9.9 million ghost. Lastly, here we have a fresh proposal. Actually, not a fresh proposal, but a new proposal from last week. Advertisement for Go Go Duppy. This is from Flame Viper. I propose we spend 1,000 on putting an ad for Go Go Duppy in the web series on 4chan mobile users specifically. So Flame, as always, brainstorming ideas on how we can promote Aavegotchi, get Aavegotchi in front of more eyeballs. And Gogoduppy has created an AI chatbot, essentially Aavegotchi themed. And let's see here. I'm just gonna read on a little bit here. The ad would link to websites on YouTube. And this is basically an ad promoting Gogoduppy. You guys can check that out here. There's a link in the snapshot post as well. So let's see. This one is right now. No, don't fund Gogoduppy is 57%. We have abstain 24%, and yes, fund Gogoduppy at 18%. And quorum hasn't been met yet on this one. So yeah, go vote on this one. You got a day left on this, and express your interest or no interest in it. Go gadget duppy. Yeah. Quickly before we move on here, I see Lagan has dropped this in the comments. Just quickly, quick update on Strategachi tactics. Prototype is ticking along. This video showcases movement, harvester placement, enemy AI, and targeting and various attack types. Getting close to opening it up for public testing. That is exciting. I'm just going to quickly look at this video. Very cool. Great update from Lagan and Strategachi. All right. Well, with that being said, we do have a few things to discuss here today, this morning. We have Ernani, who will be coming and joining us shortly here to speak on a proposal that they're putting forward towards Aavegotchi DAO. So we'll get him up here shortly. And then we also have, I believe, Magic from Infinity Keys. They'll be joining us talking about an initiative they're working on for Aavegotchi DAO. So looking forward to both of these things here. And then we'll wrap the call up with a conversation around mission statement. There's been a revived interest in discussing the mission statement, and I want to make sure that we're giving some time to that every week till we can get that done. I think we're pretty close here, and shout out to Phantasma for putting that idea or reviving that idea, and yeah, so we'll get to that as well. But before we get into any of that, I'd like to invite Ernani, if you'd like to come up on stage, sir, and talk about your proposal. GM.
Yeah, everyone. Can you guys hear me well?
I'm gonna see if I can turn you up a little bit. Actually, if you can turn yourself up a little bit on your end.
Let me try that real quick.
Yeah, pump up that volume a little bit. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, here's the Ernani just dropped the link to the proposal there. Just to clarify, this is not a official snapshot proposal yet. We're putting this proposal in front of the DAO. We can discuss it a little bit and then go from there. I cannot hear you, Ernani. I could initially when you came up on stage, I could hear you. Maybe I can get you. Maybe if you leave the stage, I can get you back up. That might fix the problem.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just very quietly.
That's really unfortunate. Let me try changing.
You were actually louder the first time you came on.
Are you using a like a XLR, like a professional mic, or are you using like headphones?
Yeah, I'm using that one that you actually suggest me.
Okay, so you might have to pump the volume on either the microphone. There might be like a switch on it, or you have to like just up the sound in your system. I do have the bass. That was for FaZe. Sorry.
But yeah, we did get a little bit of a teaser of this last night for anybody that was listening to Block Party.
How is it now? Is it still the same?
I think you went even lower, so try putting the volume in the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
Are you using, or Nani, are you using an interface, like a little interface?
Really?
Oh,
Is this better?
yeah, you sound a lot
Way better, yes.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. No futuristic insisted. I bought a new professional mic so I can do a podcast vibe. And yeah, I'm still learning how to set it up. Apologies for that. But is it possible for me to share my screen?
Yep. Oh yeah, I think you can share your screen for sure.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and do that. Just so I can have, a few points that I can illustrate to Gotcha Gang.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thanks everyone for having me today. I hope this is not a monologue. I have a lot that I hope to talk about, but feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, I think they're definitely gonna come up few important questions that the community will want answered. So yeah, I would love this to be more of a conversation about protocol of Aavegotchi, and yeah, hopefully we can find something interesting we can build together. So a little bit of context. Aavegotchi introduced its rental protocol back in early 2021. And since then, the Gotchiverse has evolved, right? We have launched the arena, we have launched land parcels, many other functionalities, but the rental marketplace has remained fairly the same. And in my opinion, the reason for that as a developer in the space is because the implementation that we have in place, it's very specific for the Aavegotchi use. And when I say Aavegotchi, I don't mean the game, I mean the NFT, right? The Aavegotchi NFT. So it's a little difficult to port that same implementation to other NFT collections like land parcels, wearables, and other types. So yeah, for the past 2 years, Orion has been an active builder in the space. We built many different integrations with the rental protocol of Aavegotchi, and these are the three problems that we want to solve, right? So I guess the first question that everybody will have is why we need a new rental protocol, and that's what I want to talk about. So the first problem that we can clearly notice with the rental protocol is that we can only rent Aavegotchi NFTs. So the Gotchiverse is a very diverse and rich ecosystem. We have wearables, we have parcels, we have tiles, we have Gotchis. There's so much out there. But the rental protocol right now is fairly limited to only Aavegotchi NFTs, and that's one of the things that we want to tackle with this proposal. The second thing that we noticed is that unlike the bazaar, the rental market directly benefit the DAO. So the bazaar has a 3.5% royalty fee associated to any listings. So whenever you sell something on the bazaar, 3.5% is distributed between the DAO and Pixelcraft, and there is no such fee for rentals. And what that means is that even in 2021, in the peak of rental activity, when there were thousands of ghosts being paid on a daily basis on rentals, there was no direct benefit to the DAO. So I think the DAO could benefit a lot from introducing a royalty fee. Obviously, that's up to the DAO. But what we want to do is essentially introduce the ability for the DAO to vote on such fee, right? So we want to introduce a collection-based fee that the DAO can specify how much they charge. And the idea is that this would essentially the runway of the DAO and give more funds to the DAO to expand with grants and other DAO. That's one point that we want to tackle. And third, the last but not important, is we want to introduce a generic solution, right? So something that we can build once, and all the other NFT collectors that Aavegotchi launch can use the same implementation. So we don't reinvent the lending wheel every time we introduce a new collection. Like I said, the current implementation that we have is very Aavegotchi specific. So we want to essentially take the same features, make more generic, and allow other collections to enjoy the same functionality. So yeah, that's a little bit of context of what we have in place and what are the issues that we Orion identified as developers in this space. And now what we want to do is propose a solution. Propose a solution for the DAO to solve this problem. So a few weeks back, I was actually here in the Hangout talking about EIP 7432. This is a standard that I'm one of the authors. There is another developer, Daniel, in Orion, that is a co-author on this proposal. And this is essentially a proposal for the Ethereum Foundation to create a standard to delegate utility of NFTs. So the way that this works is you can create roles, create multiple roles for each NFTs, and you can assign these roles for multiple Ethereum accounts, right? So the most common example that I like to give is for land parcels. So land parcels, you can be a farmer, you can be a builder, you can be just a channeling guy. There are multiple roles that you can play with a land parcel, and you can assign these roles to multiple people, right? We do that through whitelist. We have whitelists with hundreds of people sometimes. This is standard, the DAP 7432 allow us to implement not only that, but also the Aavegotchi use case where we just want a single person to rent that NFT and roam through the Gotchiverse. So this standard, it was built with not only the Aavegotchi use case in mind, other many different lending use cases for NFTs in mind. And the cool thing about it is that it's very genetic. We can enable a lot of different use cases with this standard. So we want to introduce a protocol following the standard. We want to introduce a royalty fee for the marketplace. And again, this fee will be decided for the DAO. So once we have this in place, the DAO will have to vote on how much they are interested on charging for in rentals and how those funds should be allocated. They can be allocated 100% for the DAO or split between DAO, some other initiatives, or Pixelcraft. But that's another feature that we want to provide via this solution. And finally, just to make it clear, even though the Aavegotchi ecosystem has multiple types of NFTs, the ones that we are on this proposal, the one that we want to implement with this proposal, are the land parts, wearables, and Aavegotchi NFTs. So essentially, we are going to propose, we are going to, make the necessary changes to this market contract, make that happen, and we're going to launch a new marketplace with full support for these three types of assets. So one of the things that I'm particularly very excited about is that I'm talking a lot about making it generic, more features, more use cases. But I want to go into more specifics of what do I mean by that. So this is standard, the AP 742. It comes with very, very interesting features that I think that the community will appreciate. And I would love your guys' feedback on that right now. So the first one is what we call non-custodial rentals. So basically today, if you want to rent your NFT, your Aavegotchi, when someone rents that asset, the NFT gets transferred to the borrower's wallet. That happens under the hood, and essentially the borrower is limited on what they can do with the NFT. But with non-custodial rentals, NFT owners, they're going to be able to delegate that utility without transferring the NFTs. So they're going to delegate the utility. The borrower can run with the NFT. They can do everything they want. There is a clear separation between delegating the utility and custody, right? Who owns that NFT? And from a security point, that's a very, very good thing to have, right? Because utility and custody, they are two different things implemented separately. So whatever we do here regarding delegating utility, it will never affect ownership of the NFTs, right? That's something very, very important that we are going to be enabling via the second thing is what we call direct rentals. So today, if you want to rent, for example, have a friend and you want friend to experience the Gotchiverse or get boarded without having to acquire a Aavegotchi NFT, you have to essentially create a listing, right? A rental. You have to create a whitelist. You have to include their address on the list, and then only they accept that, right? It's a lot of it does work. It's available, but it's a lot of to make that happen. So these EIP, this what we will have out of the box is you can just call a single transaction. You can grant a role to an account. In this case, your friend, and you don't need a marketplace to do that, right? Because there is no listing and there is no tokens being exchanged. So you just assign to someone for a predefined period of time. So that's another, I think, neat feature that we will be enabling with this proposal. And last and not least is what we call automatic expiration. So today, every rental has an expiration date. And after that expiration date, either the lender or the borrower has to claim that NFT back, right? And yeah, even though it does do the job, I think we could be more efficient on that. And that's what automatic expiration does. When we have a target expiration date, essentially the rental ends automatically. You don't need to submit another transaction to get your NFT back. So we are able to do via smart contracts, different smart contracts implementation that functionality, and it's nothing innovative. It's just a new feature that we are bringing to Aavegotchi rentals that we don't have yet. Yeah, I've been talking a lot. I hope I'm not boring everyone. Before I move on, does anyone have any questions? I have, obviously have a lot more to talk about, but I just want to make sure that I'm not skipping any important subjects.
No. I mean, you've been very thorough. I'm looking at the chat here. Also, Mikey J's sentiment: ERC 1155 lending would add a lot of utility for wearables, and another good reason to hold additional wearables beyond what you need for your gotchis. So this is going to bring, in a general sense, what I'm getting from your presentation so far is it's going to bring additional value and utility to other things besides Aavegotchis. Like we can rent Aavegotchis, but this on that next important too, I think, to echo as well.
One of the things that I thought me and some developers that Orion actually we fought long and hard is we have seen a lot of different platforms trying to introduce NFT lending, and one of the challenges with that is that people they sometimes they go to rent an NFT and they don't really know like what can you do with NFTs. So in the case of land, there's so many different things that you can do with land with so many different roles, right? Like I said, channeling, farming, building, and etc. And if you look at EIP 7432, we took that into account, and we are introducing something that we call roles metadata. And role data essentially allow creators, in this case, the Aavegotchi DAO or the Pixcraft team, to specify what can you do with a specific NFT and what sort of parameters do you need in place in order for that role to properly. So in the example that I have on the screen right now, we have a theoretical role that we so this is all information that comes from the Pixelcraft team or DAO. It's a unique role, meaning that only one person can have this role at a time. There is a clear description of what this role allows you to do. And again, this is provided by the NFT creators. And then it also shows any custom parameters that you need in order for this role to work properly. So today, if you want to rent an Aavegotchi, you need to have a profit share in place. And you also need to specify if you can channel or not with that NFT, right? So yeah, we built this roles metadata feature because with this we can very clearly when people go rent an NFT, they can see what can they do with it, and that comes from the NFT creators, right? It doesn't come from the marketplace or the person that is developing this. I think this is very important. I think we saw that happening on NFTs, right? We have the NFT metadata, which follows a similar standard, and yeah, we are bringing that to um, to the Aavegotchi system, because it's just gonna facilitate, when people want to rent a specific NFT, and there are multiple NFT collections like wearables, land parcels, and Aavegotchi NFTs. They can very clearly see why that NFT is useful. So yeah, very very excited about that type of feature. Yeah, that's basically it. I think the proposal quickly came about is the deliverables. So what will the team that will be working on this proposal committing to deliver it to the DAO? We basically had two components that we need to deliver in order to build this rental protocol. The first one, obviously, is smart contracts. We need to make a few adjustments on the diamond of the NFTs that will be listing, and we'll be launching a new contract called Rose Registry, owned by the DAO, that essentially contains all the role assignments, right? So which user can use which NFT, and that's a key part of the infrastructure we will be building, because all the functionality, all this rental functionality, we can include that on a single contract that is managed by the DAO. So that's the first deliverable, is a set of smart contracts. The second one is a set of subgraphs. So subgraph is a technology widely used on Aavegotchi to just make the data from the blockchain readable by the website or by other developers. And we'll be delivering open source sub as well, that we will allow not just the Pixelcraft, but anyone to build on top of these rentals, right? So this subgraph, they will contain data about the role assignments, marketplace data, yeah, which users are lending which NFTs to whom. All that type of stuff will be very easily accessible via subgraphs, and we hope that other builders in the space use that information to build their own app. And finally, the front end, right? We'll be building a front end as well, which will basically include the UI for granting and revoking roles, a marketplace UI, and an API to facilitating parsing the data that comes from the subgraph. Important thing that I would love to discuss with the DAO right now, I wonder what the feedback would be, is that regarding the front end, we actually reached out to the Pixelcraft team asking if we should commit to building the web page on Aavegotchi.com that is going to, essentially allow people to rent NFTs. And yeah, after a few back and forth, what we basically concluded is that it would be very complicated complicated for an external team to design, implement, page on Aavegotchi.com, because we need to follow their design standards, design principles, and it's definitely possible, but it's difficult. So on this proposal, we will build UI, but that's going to be hosted on Audion.network. There will be no additional fees or anything like that to enable that. But and the DAO will essentially introduce that to Aavegotchi.com on their own time. So that's the conclusion. That's where we conclude would be the most efficient path. But I would love to hear the feedback from the DAO on that. And again, we will have the UI live on Audion.network, and DAO we will simulate that to Aavegotchi.com whenever is appropriate for that. So we estimated that we can deliver all these components in 4 months. And here, for those that are interested, this is how we estimated that we are going to allocate our time. The majority of the time is going to be spent on smart contract development. And there will be also a significant amount of time spent on the front end. Right? I have both full stack developers and Solidity engineers working on this proposal. So after going through the deliverables, this is essentially the budget request that we have for the DAO. We have a team of 5 developers working full time during these 4 months, 3 Solidity engineers and 2 full stack developers. We estimate our estimated cost for this team is essentially an average 4,000 DAI per month developer. So 20,000 DAI per month. 4 months, total budget 80,000 DAI, and that's what we have in order to deliver this. Now I want to talk about something that's it's something that I was particularly hesitant of including on, right? Because the cool things about this proposal is in place, right? And volume does the rental places can also estimate, what's the return on investment for the DAO after essentially that's what we essentially simulated over here. These numbers I want to mention of this proposal is just we are building crucial infrastructure use cases across the Gotchiverse. Imagine, right? Imagine how their states land from. I'll go through the define. It's not just about the use cases that we are going to enable. By use a royalty fee of a bazaar, right? Estimated a volume of 500,000. We estimated $2 million. It's the range that we saw. I think I actually did some $2 million on. So yeah, if you use these numbers, 100% of its money back on the first year, and if you the DAO would pay money back on the first. It's to estimate the volume, right? So Aavegotchis and paying like the alchemical, but I use USD. I mean, and $500,000 on this simulation. Again, in 2021 we did almost $2 million, I believe, on rentals. So those numbers are very feasible. And I was hesitant of putting this here because I know that you all are DJs out there and you all want to see triple-digit returns, right? But just keep in mind that triple-digit returns means that the DAO is going to recoup its entire investment in less than a year. So it's really hard to get. And again, this is about crucial infrastructure for the Aavegotchi ecosystem, right? So I hope that people can see things beyond that.
Yeah.
And yeah, my last slide is actually something that Bearded just dropped on the forum post, which is why Orion? Why shouldn't Pixelcraft be building that? And Pixelcraft right now is very busy. They are building Gotchi Guardians and 3D Gotchis, so many different and important features that we want to see on the Gotchiverse. And if we really want to see, the Aavegotchi DAO being decentralized, I think it's important for the DAO to have space for other builders, right? So Orion came up with EIP 7432. We have spent the last 2 years building on Aavegotchi and other rental protocols. We support the most popular padding operator. We didn't start this yesterday. It was more than a year ago that we deployed our services. There are hundreds of rentals that we manage through our platform. So yeah, that's why I believe that Orion should be building this proposal. But happy to hear what everybody thinks about.
Yeah. Do you mind if we just take a couple questions from the audience here?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
This was a monologue. I feel bad.
No, it was thorough. It gave us it was a good presentation. Maybe we can take a few questions. I'll start with one from Mikey J here. What is the process for getting the EIP standard adopted? Would the success of this project hinge on the new standard getting adopted? I guess he's talking about the EIP standard that was just put through as a new standard.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to talk about that. So the process for getting a standard in Ethereum approved is essentially you have to get it peer reviewed, right? So there is a GitHub repository that's owned by an organization within Ethereum that does that. We essentially made a request to include this new standard on that repository, and that triggered a peer review internally. So since then, we have had a lot of feedback on that standard, and it was overwhelmingly positive, the feedback so far. But it takes a few months for the Ethereum Foundation to see all the reviews and formally accept that as a standard. Yeah, we are going through that process. We are replying to all the questions that people have. Again, none of the questions or the reviews so far, they indicated that the standard is going to change significantly. And also, it's going to take a while for the proposal to be approved on Aavegotchi itself, right? So yeah, I'm presenting the proposal today. We are making the proposal public today, but we still have to go through, 2 votes in order to get this approved on Aavegotchi. And my expectations is that by then, the proposal will also be a lot more mature on the EIP side of things as well. So yeah, to answer the question, it's being peer reviewed. We had other three different other games actually reviewing this standard and giving very positive feedback. You guys can check all this information. The peer review and the discussions, they are public. But yeah, we are in the process. We are in the process to get that formally accepted.
Awesome. I'm just searching here if there's any other relevant questions here. I think someone was asking about how the fees will work. Are the fees collected from what the Gotchi will collect in Alchemica, or are the fees directly taken from the Ghost that the user's paying?
Yeah, that's an important question. When we thought about the royalty fees, we didn't think about profit share, right? So whatever the Gotchi collects or whatever the Gotchi generates, there will be no fees on that. We are just talking about someone expending, Ghost or DAI to pay to get a specific Aavegotchi, a specific wearable, or a specific land parcel. You can do that right now in the rental marketplace of Aavegotchi, but 100% of the ghost paid goes straight to the lender, right? To the person that is renting out the NFT. And we just want to redirect potentially 3.5%. Again, the DAO will decide the amount to the DAO.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, overall, the DAO taking responsibility for the lending part of the protocol, I think my personal opinion makes sense. And I'm already a user of Orium, so my opinion is probably biased. I think a lot of us have our Gotchis already being pet for by Orium, and reliably also. So I appreciate that. Does anybody have any other questions regarding this
Actually,
proposal?
I
Go
want
ahead.
to. Grim actually made a good point, and Ernani can answer this. Now, completely, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I work with Orium. I am conflicted, so I won't be voting on this, and I'm not trying to push this in any other way. Just want to make that statement now.
Mhm.
But Grim has said, he says, I support this, but rentals have changed dramatically since Kinburn. So estimated income to DAO is probably not realistic to compare 2021 unless other use cases for rentals from other games and or future Gotchiverse plans. I'll say I agree with that, but the one thing I will point out, and Hernani can expand on it, is that I think a lot of this rental system would go like it's gonna be wearables. That's gonna be the big clinch, like especially for rarity farming, where I think like a godlike wearable for a 1 month period could generate a decent fee for the owner. So that 3.5%, as opposed to it being on like 1/10 of a ghost 20 million times, it might be, we're gonna have I think we're gonna get bigger fees from larger rentals of those kind of items. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, how many idle godlikes do we have sitting in accounts while everybody's rarity farming? They could be put to good use for sure.
Yeah, additional utility for wearables. That's definitely something that I think everyone will be excited about. And yeah, it's again the numbers that I posed there. I was reluctant to put them out there because I knew that they could be challenged, and people are right in challenging them. But again, right now we can only rent Aavegotchi NFTs. Imagine if we could rent land parcels. Imagine if we could rent a wearables. And again, this is fine. Fundamental infrastructure for the DAO. There will be a clear path for other NFT collections to be listed as well. So, for example, Gotchi Guardians. I'm not entirely sure if a new NFT collection will be introduced with that game, but if it is, there will be a clear path and a clear standard for Pixelcraft to list those assets for rental. So again, it's all about the crucial infrastructure. If we believe that Aavegotchi is up and only from here, and I'm firmly believe on that, I believe those volumes, we are all going to break all those numbers. We're going to do triple digits. But ultimately, it depends on what you believe in, if you really believe on Aavegotchi or not.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a bet on the future of Aavegotchi, and I was there for that Axie boom when it went from like, almost nothing and maybe 100,000 Axies to millions of Axies, and to see that influx of players. I mean, can you imagine? Um, you have to have something in place to absorb all those players. Otherwise, they'll be wondering, "Hey, I can't get an Aavegotchi, but I really want to play this game."
One thing that I just can't get out of my mind is, imagine in the future when blockchain gaming becomes mobile. Today, if we have a rental marketplace that allows us to rent any of these assets, you can just use a solution like Word to pay with credit card to rent an NFT,
Yeah.
and jump straight from the marketplace to the game, right? Imagine that full mobile experience of just paying $1 or $2 with your credit card and then jumping to Gotchi Guardians or whatever other game on the Gotchiverse you're excited about. So that's the vision that I have for the Gotchiverse, and that I really wanna be a part of it. Wanna have help make it happen.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, because I think that vision kind of gives people more context of where this can go. And the DAO controlling it is the second point that I'm really kind of stoked about, is our autonomy as a DAO and taking control of some of these protocol features. We saw the Forge kind of come in and like have their impact on the wearables market, and so I think this could be something for the rental market for sure. I want to thank you for kind of going through the proposal today and, really thorough, gave everybody good sense. I echo a lot of the sentiment in the chat. But yeah, where can people follow up if they have additional questions, if they want to read more about this, where they can they
Hefe, before we go forward, I just want to see if Hernani can answer Transistor's question.
Sure.
I tagged him in the
Yeah,
chat.
for sure.
Transistor says, they say, I wish the grant was a bit higher, but front end is on official Aavegotchi website. Having another website just puts some additional barriers of entry to new users. Dr. Wagme said that above. It is a valid point. Realistically, is that something that you can do? Like, and what do you think the change of scope of budget would be to facilitate that kind of move?
Yeah, so that's a challenge because, like I said, we would have to work very intimately with the pixel crafting, and we actually checked with them, right? Should we be designing, Aavegotchi.com pages? That's tricky, we might design a page and Zbot might say, this is trash. This doesn't fit. This doesn't is not sufficient for our Aavegotchi pixelates standards. So it's difficult. It's very difficult. It's not that it can't happen. It's just that we have different teams with different design philosophies. It's just messy. It's gonna make a lot of back and forth between teams. So yeah, to get that to happen is gonna take additional months, and we don't want that to happen. So that's why Pixel Crafting actually suggested that we left this out of the proposal.
Yeah, I see Coder Dan also adding here. V2 will be OS very soon, open source very soon, so technically anyone can contribute, but there will be some rules in place for quality control, of course.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that, because we're going to be using a standard EAP 7432, it's just like, how you have multiple NFT marketplaces? You can buy Aavegotchis on the Bazaar, on Magic Eden, or OpenSea. It's going to be the same thing for EAP 7432. If you want to design your own marketplace to rent Aavegotchi NFTs, all you need to do is to follow this standard, right? So we are going to make it a lot more democratic to help to rent NFTs because we are building an open standard. As long as you follow this standard, you can build your marketplace yourself.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. See somebody else dropping alpha. Hernani, thank you for sharing the proposal today, going through all the details. Looking forward to seeing that live on Snapshot. Again, if anybody has questions, additional things they want to add, feedback they want to give to Hernani, I think the DAO forum is probably the best place to do that, right?
Yeah, 100%. We
DAO
have the
forum
DAO post already in place, so I'll be there answering questions.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, we got Magic in the house. Magic from Infinity Keys.
Good day, everyone.
GM.
I wrote a song about Aavegotchi. You want to hear it?
What's that?
I wrote a song about Aavegotchi.
Who?
Aavegotchi. That's as far as I got.
We'll get there.
Pure genius right there.
Pure genius. I have so many things to tell you guys. I have a small amount of time, so I'm just going to talk a little bit, and I will watch the chat once I shut up.
Yep.
Okay?
Stage is yours, sir. Go ahead.
First, we love the Orium squad, and this proposal is fascinating, really interesting. As I was listening, one thing I've learned at Infinity Keys about having games on one site where you have to send people to another site, that's an inefficiency right there. It's really hard to drive people to places. That's something that we are actively working on and trying to figure out. However, the development process, it's way cheaper and easier to build like on our home first and figure out here's how this works. And then in the future, build to integrate with other places. So in this marketplace example, this rental example, it makes sense to me, just my instinct of trying to build things, to build a core marketplace and then do another proposal later to integrate it with the open source stuff that I think Coder Dan just mentioned is coming. So that's just like my knowledge of how we've done things fast. It makes a lot given design and timelines and whatnot. But for Infinity Keys, we don't have a proposal up right now. We have one in the works. Have it in, I've shared with a couple of people thinking about putting it up because a couple of months ago now we did one, and to make the Aavegotchi portal quest on Infinity Keys, you can go to infinitykeys.io and find it, and I'll link it here. Actually, Chair's in the audience. Just drop all the links. Anytime I mention a drop them in. It went pretty well. We gave away a bunch of we had people minting NFTs. We definitely saw cases of people that had not played Aavegotchi. They came in and they were able to use the quest and use our rentals that now we host on Orium, by the way, plug, to go in and play the quest. And then at the end, they're like, this is too cool. I'm buying one. We'll just straight up Gotchis and join the community. We know it works. It's not like a mass quest. There's not thousands of solving it, but that's never really our goal. Our goal is to have really deep connections and to incentivize people to and so that is still up. And what I want to encourage people to do is to go do that quest, do the Aavegotchi portal. The most exciting thing for us that happened, Infinity Keys, if you don't know what we are building a set of creator tools for people to come and build their own quests. And those quests actually have games as part of them. So it's not like Galaxy or Quest N or Layer 3, those where you just set achievements. Rather, we are building gameplay modules, collection module, a collection game, or a passcode module, or a fishing module, like all these types of mini games that you can decide whatever assets you want to require, you can put in it. So you can tell people, okay, you got to go collect carrots, but you got to go collect the carrots from my my parcel in the Gotchiverse over on Gotchi Chain, and you've got a little farming parcel and collect or whatever. Anyways, that's what we're building is the system for people to be able to come and do that. Those creator tools are not available yet, so don't look for them. But if you want them, come to our Discord and let us know you want them. There's many people there asking. So what we're doing now is like we're just kind of building demos and how do these things work? What do people want to play? How does that go? So we did this for the Aavegotchi portal. It's kind of an onboarding one. Thank you for those of you who have played it. If you haven't done it, go do it. It's awesome. But then what happened is once people started seeing it, a bunch of members of the Aavegotchi community came to us and said, hey, we want to do one too. And so Roxiano and Webb, Leonardo DeGacci, the Orium fellas, and a number of other people sort of came to us and said, okay, we want to do stuff too. And so now we've got this sort of ecosystem of Aavegotchi type puzzles and players and a community in within our own community. And that's what we're very excited about going forward is that's what's supposed to happen is once you start building some of these things, people kind of build on top of it and expand and it works. So we've spent some time, I know I only got a couple of minutes. Yeah, an internet of quests. Thank you, Fresh, that's nice. We spent some time building a bunch of demos for a bunch of different projects that are all on that page there, that if you go to infinitykeys.io. And we are getting to a point where we've built some new game formats and we're getting ready to move out of alpha. As we get ready to move out of alpha and launch the next phases of Infinity Keys, I want to suggest to people that you mint as many Infinity Keys. Of course, the Aavegotchi ones and all the Aavegotchi community ones, but everything there tells us that you have been an early supporter and early tester of Infinity Keys. And what we're building here is not a game. It is a platform for people to make games. And so as we figure out and release information about how we are going to incentivize creators to come and build games and on each other and expand this ecosystem, we want to make sure that we have people who are familiar with what we're doing. So I don't know if this is getting through to everyone, but please now and in the coming couple of weeks, month, we'll see how long, is a good time to just collect those Infinity Keys NFTs. They're all free. They are gasless. You go and you find a passcode, get a passcode from a friend. I don't care. We want people to test the game. This is our QA. So go test the game out and log in with your Discord, and then it mints all that we give you. It's gas minting, and we'll figure things out. That's kind of what's going on with Infinity Keys. For the Aavegotchi stuff, we did give away a bunch of Alchemica, but 3 Gotchis that are waiting for some metrics to give away. We have just Gotchis in the multi-sig that as soon as we hit 333 mints of the Infinity Keys NFT, we're going to give away 1 or 2. And then when we hit 999, we're going to give away the other 1 or 2, however many. There's 3 Gotchis ready to give away. That is still just waiting for people to finish that up. So would love to give those away to the community or people who are not in the community who need to get started. That's a great way to do that. The last bit of information is we are thinking about a proposal. Oh, look at Transistor. Transistor's a man. We are thinking about a proposal to the DAO because we really get a lot of traction when we had those live events. People could, we'd make it rain Alchemica. And we didn't spend that much. It didn't cost much to do it, but it was very fun. And what it allowed people to do is see it on their timeline and then come and rent one of our Gotchis that we're providing for this, come in and collect. A nice way to get started. You got some tokens in your pocket, and so you can play around. You can do some things. Really explore. So that's pretty sticky. Thinking about what that proposal will look like. It's fairly inexpensive, and it go to players. Nearly all of them. We ask for a little bit ourselves. So that's what's in the works. We'll come back and chat with you more. We love the Gotcha community, and we'd love to see you in the Infinity Keys Discord and the games, mint as much as you can. This is one of those times where the mint is free. You get a wallet by signing in with Google. Like, you can get your parents to go and do a couple of quests, tell them the passcodes, and just mint some stuff. This is an opportunity for people to start exploring in that. All right, that's what I got, guys. It's weekend. Hang out with my kids. I'm going to do some home improvement, and then I'm going to do a little more work on what's coming next. Any questions off the top? I see people are posting their steps up here, but any questions real quick?
I'm seeing some flexing in the chat. People flexing their puzzles, which is always a good sign. I was happy with the Gotchi puzzles and everything that's come out with the Roxiano pack, the Leonardo da Gotchis, Gotchadipity. There's been some really cool developments that have come out since Aavegotchi DAO had funded the Infinity Keys first proposal. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the next one looks like. And let's see if there's any questions here in the chat. If anybody has any specific questions, drop them in the chat, friends. But overall, I'm seeing just general good vibes around this, so that's good. That's always.
We
good
also have a fair amount of lens. We're not on lens. We have reached somewhat of a friendly agreement with the lens holder, people who hold the keys to those accounts, and they understand that the Aavegotchi players are people they do want on. So come to us and do that Aavegotchi portal that kind of helps too, and we can get you a lens account. Come and do that. I don't want that tweeted out everywhere. For Gotchis, if you want to get on lens, come on.
Yeah.
That welcome to lens link that Chair just posted, that's it. Wow. But if you need to get one, we have ways. So let us know.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thank you for sharing this with us today. We'll look out for that proposal. Has that proposal been posted in the Discord forum yet? Or
Nope.
Okay, so
Nope,
we'll keep an eye
it
out.
hasn't been posted at all.
Got you.
So here's what's up. And the real deal is, if we close our alpha and just close the site for some amount of time, I don't want to do a proposal for 5,000 ghosts and then close immediately. And so I just want to time that appropriately so that it's open when we're able to give out rewards. And that's not, that's a matter of finding out the right month.
Yeah.
So that's all that I'm waiting for on that, is kind of figuring out that timing. But we'll put that up at some point.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I don't want to do a protocol DAO rug there. That is not what I'm. So, just trying to be a responsible steward. But in the meantime, we got those Gotchis ready to give them away. Come in.
Yep. Thank you for sharing that with us today, and we'll keep an eye out for that. I would like to. We've gone a bit over, friends, but I would like to spend some time today at the end of the call here and just talk about this mission and vision. That's kind of this conversation that's come back up again. I know Phantasma, you were part of that conversation. Mikey J, you always have good insights around this. But just looking at next steps here of what we can do, I was reading the chat. I was going over it earlier, and it seems like we actually have some actionable steps we can take towards finalizing and publishing our mission statement as a DAO, and that can lead to other opportunities as a DAO as well, as we can, through the mission statement, we can at least unite our intentions and goals. So, yeah, if you guys would like to come up, you're welcome to, but I'd just like to go through a couple comments and kind of also direct everybody in the chat here. Please share your insights, whatever your experience may be, whether you've developed a game on Aavegotchi, you're an artist, you are, Discord poster, like whatever you are, please post your thoughts and feedback on what Aavegotchi means to you. And if someone can link that forum post, I'd appreciate it. But it's right up there under DAO forum. I think it's one of the first posts, recent posts. So yeah, Phantasma. Yeah, thank you, Phantasma. Yeah, you brought this up, mentioning we should restart a structured conversation around the vision and mission statement for Aavegotchi DAO. And maybe here I got. Thank you, sir. Welcome up. GM.
GM, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming through, man.
Yeah, been a while since I used the mic. How's everybody?
Yeah, it's good to hear your voice. Good to hear from some of the OGs here. So, yeah, welcome.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that, and likewise, thank you for being a consistent voice and presence for this DAO. Shout out to No Futuristic as well. Some days I'm bored out of my mind, and the Orium game night. He has a soothing voice while dropping insane amounts of alk, and that's all appreciated. All the good vibes are appreciated, all times for sure. So on this mission and vision statement, um, as you guys know, in many ways, I have a tendency to actually really hate conflict. I hate conflict. It affects me tremendously. So when contentious things happen in this DAO, it gets to me. It's just kind of like the nature I have, or personality, or what have you. So that was a big part of the the proposal, you guys remember, for 25%, etc., for the closure of the curve, because I think an important thing in this DAO is not get caught in a Babel tower, if you guys know that story. And I think that's a big threat, a big existential threat to any DAO. You have people in all kinds of different time zones, all kinds of different backgrounds, all kinds of different philosophies, all kinds of different agendas, and how exactly are you gonna get that to work, right? So I think we've seen that time and time and time again, because basically it's a little bit of a wild west. Everybody's out for their own and arguing their own take on things, arguing for their own agenda, and we can continue that way. But there's been people like Mikey J. I see him typing here. They've been kind of ringing the bell. People that are more familiar with organizational structures, management, strategic planning, this kind of thing, understand. On my end, I've never been, like a marketer or a, operations CEO, whatever. But I did have to cover some of that in college, right? In general business and finance training. So they do teach you the basics, and that's as much as I know. But I do understand that you need a mission and a vision statement simply to understand what the heck you're doing, where the hell you're going, and I think we need that as a DAO, and it's become clear um, that it would be great for us to have something to say, well, you know what? That's a great proposal or a great idea you have, but if you look here, that goes exactly against our mission statement and our vision statement, and that would be the end of it. Instead of having to go, ad hominem, going after people, getting into nastiness, because we will just have kind of like our own constitution, if you can imagine it that way as well. Um, for us to kind of look at and say, this priority takes precedence over this one, and this funding should take priority over this one based on our mission statement. And that then leads to a vision statement where we could actually get to the nitty gritty of being able to say, well, if our mission says this, and then we kind of interpret it in a vision statement to say we are going to um, foster game building for the protocol sustainably. Let's use that as an example. You can then make that sustainably a hyperlink that links to a budget, and we could have discussions and vote. What does sustainably mean? Does sustainably mean that we could survive 3 more years of a bear, 4 years of a bear? Well, let's see how much money we have. How much could we spend every year for 4 years of a sustained bear? That's kind of like the little steps. You start with a mission statement to kind of guide what the hell you're doing. From that you go to a vision statement to make it a little bit more specific, a little bit more granular, and then from there we can start having like bylaws of the DAO, budgets and stuff, and it's not so that every proposal is not just kind of like a popularity contest, and some people being upset, and things going just Wild West, as I said before. And I don't want to continue with the monologue, but thanks everybody for listening to what I had to say on that regard, and hopefully we can come up with something. I just wanted to volunteer, getting it started, getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. I think we echo a lot of those sentiments. This should be fun and less contentious. More fun, less contentious. There's some general sentiments from our conversation so far in the mission and vision post that I wanted to kind of echo. And some of this comes from Mikey J, and some other people had mentioned it too. But in building a mission statement, we're doing something really unique here at Aavegotchi DAO, and perhaps our mission statement could be a great opportunity to, like you're saying, showcase that. And avoiding, I think something Mikey J says is, if you can insert another name of another DAO and it could be used just as the same for a different company or organization, then it's not a unique enough mission statement. We've had quite a bit of conversation about what we do well, and I think we can all appreciate our journey so far since early 2020, 2021. And many of us have stayed, right? There's 44 of us in the audience here, so we obviously care about this enough to really have some unifying principles to be around each other so often. So it's right place, right time. Phantasma, based on the conversation so far, what are you thinking for Aavegotchi DAO, or kind of like the next actionable steps that we can take towards getting this mission statement together? I know you mentioned some of the process afterward, but what are some of the things that, in your opinion, we might be able to do to get the ball rolling again, per se?
I think this is so important and consequential that, like, my personal view is, you don't want somebody that's taking maybe a break from crypto and the DAO for 3 weeks or so. They come back and they just say, well, there was a single call and it sounded convincing and great, and then there was a single vote, and now this is how it goes. So I think we're doing a great job just kind of leaving it for the end of the call, letting it simmer in people's heads that, hey, we're getting close to that deadline, as to we got to figure out what the hell we're about. What are we even doing? What do we represent? So I think a great starting point is these conversations. The forums that people have, I shared the link earlier. People have made some great comments. I would encourage absolutely anybody and everybody to um, to participate. An example I have, um, I remember Dr. Wagme made a comment about how he feels that at any point people talk like this is a protocol for game development, but then in discussions, the ideas and sentiments that people showcase, it's like if like our purpose is something entirely different. So, you know, I would tend to agree. I think there is actually people out there that say, hey, I think that this DAO is more about building a community, and games are secondary, and DeFi is secondary, and I think that's what leads them to sometimes make comments like, oh, you know, stop the rarity farming altogether, because people actually have extremely different views as to what we are, what we should be doing. So I would definitely encourage friends to go into the forum right now, to join these calls
Yes.
over the next few weeks and say, hey, like I think that would be the moment to do it. Not
Yeah.
not maybe when we're in a bull and they're like, why are we doing rewards this way? Why are we not helping out the little guy? I think this would be a great time to
Yes.
do that, you know, because I can't even think of a specific name right now, but I know that we have people that very strongly believe in these kind of things, and now would be the time I would say to say, hey, you know, I want to codify in our mission statement that maybe we're about helping the little guy more than following traditional finance, things like that. I kind of struggle coming up with examples because that's not one of my passions, but I have seen those things come up as passions time and time again. So now would be the time for us to kind of figure out, hey, is that something we believe or do we not? Do we believe in, you know, are we kind of are we kind of conservative in our views on how money should be collected, redistributed, or are we more left leaning on that? Um, do we believe in community over gaming and or gaming over DeFi? I mean, it's so tough. I think we shouldn't expedite the process. I think we should save the end of these calls for
Yeah.
several weeks,
Yeah.
and have all kinds of discussions. And you know, when you're at like at a base level of a discussion like this, we should institute kind of like a feeling that there's no answer, there's no wrong answers, there's no wrong thing to say. I think people should, you know, if somebody wants to say, you know, I believe Aavegotchi DAO exists to empower woke people everywhere. They should have you know,
Yeah.
we should honor that and not laugh them off or cuss them out. Just let them say it and see who else also believes that's what the DAO is for. And then we can start sort of kind of like making a huge dough ball of what our consensus actually is. And then yeah, I see Mikey J writing, we need as many voices as possible on this. And that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right, because if we take a long time and everybody's like, we really run the gauntlet, run this through the gauntlet of what everybody has to say, everybody has to share, then we'll have an actual mission statement that nobody ever contested.